After arriving at Colombo, Sri Lanka, we were directly taken to one of the tea company's main outlet in the city. We were given introduction about types of tea produced in Sri Lanka and why the taste is unique.
Yes.
So, can I ask you, like, what sort of a tea do you normally like?
Green tea.
From there, I can go green tea. You guys also green tea?
Cardamom tea.
That's value added basically, but we normally go.
बताओ कौन सी टी पसंद है? वो चाय नहीं पीते. They don't drink tea. They're more of a coffee person.
We have all together black tea versions. We have about 22 versions of grading, premium grading, because there are two categories when it comes to teas. One is premium grading, one is called low gradings. So 22 versions of premium grading black tea versions and 12 versions of low grading versions. The low gradings are basically we use for blending purposes only, not to consume directly, purely the versions. That versions are the ones normally goes into the tea bag version that you get. Or you will get it mainly in a day-to-day. If you go for a lower version, now if you go in even our versions, you will get a dust, basically blended version. Apart from those, the premium range black tea, we produce 6 versions in our 2 factories. There's no single factory can produce the whole black tea range actually in Sri Lanka, because in 7 regions we grow teas. All those 7 regions teas, if you take a particular grading, it will be totally different cup colors. You will have 7 different cup colors, 7 different aroma and 7 different tastes. Only the tea leaf and the strength will be the uniqueness of the tea in Sri Lanka. Because based on the elevations, because 3 different elevations we grow teas. One is low grown, which we call normally 0 to 300, and 300 to 600, which we normally call the mid grown teas. And above 600 we consider normally the high grown teas. So out of those versions, and when it comes to tea leaf, the longer the tea leaf, lesser strength, the smaller the particle becomes, more stronger it will be in the commercial range. That is what we normally call a seasonal range is there. Those versions are not depends on the particle size, mainly it will be the longer leaf versions. Those are very seasonal teas. Those will hold stronger taste, stronger teas and lighter colors. And cup colors wise also, high grown normally lighter but strong also, you will get the same thing. That's why I said the cup colors will be different on each region. Low grown normally lighter version also will have like the stronger cup colors, but still when you taste it will be the lighter versions of it. So that's how the teas works normally in Sri Lanka. So the more mainly commercial versions we call orange pekoe, that is the most longest tea leaf version, will be is this one. Aroma only, I'll give you to smell the tea separately.
Okay.
Can I have the so longer tea leaf, the lightest, weakest among all the tea versions is what you call orange pekoe. Then we have FP or flowery pekoe. is basically what we call medium size of a tea leaf, wiry, curly, and elongated tea leaf. When you brew it, it becomes medium strength. Now you normally see for breakfast tea or afternoon tea or karak chai, they call it BOP, BOPF. The version that you see is what we normally call commercial gradings. These two versions, we don't produce it. We don't use basically fresh leaves to produce it. It is basically a byproduct when we create these two tea versions.
Oh.
That's why we call it commercial gradings, not the seasonal gradings.
This is the desi patti.
Desi patti means?
Desi
Localized.
tea leaves.
It's means
Tea leaves
localized.
used in Pakistan. Patti is known as that.
Okay.
This used for karak chai, right?
Karak chai version is basically a blend version, which we normally call PD, peco dust, and 30% of BOPF goes in. Why the BOP? That's the version that you goes. Can I know a brand name? So I would.
Lipton.
Oh, definitely, it's a blend. Peco dust. That's the version it goes, because reason is I will show you. BOPF would be like this.
हमारे साथ हमारे बिल्कुल black होती है. We only have like plain black.
Plain black, I will show you the dust version.
Yeah.
So that's why I said the peco dust is blended into it. That's the same tea bag version you get it. And karak chai normally you boil the tea leaves.
Yeah.
So that's why.
So
So
what-
you get, the reason is they produce that particular blend to get the strength and the darker cup color. To get it, only they produce that blended version.
So what is the
Sri Lankan same version you get it?
export
So-
version of your like Pakistan is importing from you, like Pakistan is importing from you, but what is export version?
Export versions, it depends on whatever the brand that basically requests.
Okay.
So that's why I said like we have almost 37 gradings, including the low gradings when you combine it.
Okay.
So out of those, whatever they request, we export it.
We have two major brands, like Lipton is one of them and Tapal is one of them.
Yes. So what happens? Lipton majorly 70% comes from Kenyan tea. It's a blend.
Okay,
That's why
okay.
we call it openly. Nowadays, everything is blend. Because now what happens is based on the region, the country, there is a specific blend that we produce. So that particular brand basically produces a specific blend to make sure they stays above the other brands. So it's a blend. Around no one basically drinks a pure single estate tea unless it's mentioned single estate. If there are certain details has to be there, the single estate, the origin of the country and the estate name and which region it comes, if it comes to Sri Lanka, and which estate and what's the elevation level has to be mentioned in that particular one if it's a single estate.
So your competitor is Kenya right now.
No, we don't take anyone as a competitor because
Okay.
you know every single tea that you drink contains Sri Lankan tea. Because we are, when it comes to export wise, we are the 5th and the 6th now. Because there is a particular reason we took a step and became that position. Because we were in the 2nd, 3rd, 1st, we were basically going up and down. In 1996, we took a decision that we don't go on quantity wise, we go quality wise. Because we are the only national country in the world 100% produce unorthodox teas. Basically, we pluck tea leaves by hand. We don't use any machineries apart from the factory part. That is also when it comes to the commercial range only, we use the machineries to produce the teas.
Amazing.
That's the reason. That's why even Chinese introduced the white tea range. We Sri Lankans has the most rarest white tea range when it comes to tea wise. Because we don't use, even China uses now the machineries. Everyone uses machineries. We don't use it, we use the orthodox. That's the version we call unorthodox version. Basically, you cut corners and even the tea leaves, basically they chops it to get the oxidization process faster. Because unorthodox way takes slightly more time period actually producing. That's where the difference comes on it. So you guys want green tea or the black tea? Which one do you like? Green tea.
Any tea. I'll have that. The other one.
So okay, so green tea for everyone. I will prepare, he will prepare it.
सबको
So-
green tea चाहिए.
एक ब्लैक टी और ग्रीन टी दो ऑप्शन है.
एक black tea and then one is green tea, right?
Okay.
We can't have karak chai.
Hold on.